Hey, hey, hey. Hey, I'm going to sit here and wait a little minute for everybody to come on and join me. Talk to me nicely. Talk to me nicely. Are you dateable? Let's talk about it. Is that my hair, y'all? I tell you, these little headphones, child. Little headphones. Alright. Waiting for some people to chime on in before I get started. Because I want you to catch it. As much as you can from the beginning, then in the middle or the end. Catch it in the beginning if you can. So, we just going to give some time for people to come in and join me. While we waiting, I want you to think about it. Are you dateable? How well do you know yourself to say that, hey, I know I'm dateable. I'm that thing. I know who I am. Are you really dateable though? Let's talk about it. Are you dateable? So some of the questions that I put out there was, how well do you know yourself? And will you date yourself? Will you actually date you? With knowing who you are, since you know you, will you date you? Think about that. I'm going to let a few more people go ahead and chime in with me. If you are here and you see this, share the video for me. Share the video. It won't hurt. I don't know if I got a slow connection. Let me know if you can see me, hear me on Facebook Live. Let me know that you can hear me. Please let me know that you can hear me on Facebook Live. That you can see me, hear me, and all of that. Hey, y'all. Are you dateable? Hey, so that means that you can hear me. Hey, girl. I'm still waiting a little minute so that we can get started. I want some people to come in, and I'm going to go ahead and get to start talking about this thing. Hey, boo. That's my candy cane. Yes, it is. Do me a favor, y'all. Share this video. Share this video so people can chime in with me. Share the video. Hey, YouTube. I'm getting ready to get started. Let me pull my notes out. Let me pull my notes out and get started. You gotta love it, baby. Just pause it. Alright, y'all. Alright, so I am your host, Miss Lily from Talk to Me Nicely. Let's get it cracking, y'all. Let's get to talking about something. Alright. So I've been doing these pop-ups, right? So I give options for people to ask me questions so that I can maybe speak on it on my podcast, right? I plan on speaking on every last one of them. Why not, right? So one of the questions were, are you dateable? Are you really dateable? Have you ever thought about if you were dateable? If you're not single, first of all, you're not dateable. So we just gonna make sure that you know that. If you're not single, if you're not single, you're not dateable. Okay? So make sure you're not out here trying to date and you're already in something. Okay? First and foremost. Anyway, I want to go ahead and get this thing started. So, one of the main things I did want to talk about in this series here is, how well do you know yourself? You know, will you date yourself? How good a friend are you? You know what I'm saying? Would you be a friend of yourself? These are things that you should think about, right? So, with that being said, what is dating? What is dating? What is your definition of dating? So the definition of dating is basically two people, right? Spending time together intentionally to get to know one another romantically, right? With that, you are trying to create more of a serious relationship, trying to see if you're compatible and all this other type of stuff. Well, what I say is, before you can get to that stage, is how well do you know yourself? How well do you know yourself? If you can be intentional about dating someone else and getting to know them, you should have that same intention when it comes to getting to know yourself. It's important to know who you are, because you are actually giving yourself to somebody else. So you sharing your energy with them. So y'all have to bring these things together. So it's important that you know who you are, so that you know what you're bringing to the table to somebody else. All right. Let me say this. Do you have any triggers? You got triggers? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's some of your triggers? You got to understand, it's more than just you now that you're choosing to date, right? You have to consider what you're bringing and what someone else is bringing, and how those two things are going to be able to go together. So it's important to know, like, what your triggers are. How long do they last? How do you deal with this? How would you be able to explain that to somebody if you chose to date them right now? Would you be able to explain that, hey, I done been through X, Y, and Z, and sometimes I get like this. I get a little crazy. I may not want to talk for 3 days because something then click, click, clack in my head, and now I don't want to be bothered, right? So you have to know these things about yourself so that you can understand that, hey, I'm bringing this into something else. Dating is not a game. This ain't no puppy love. We're not talking about puppy love. This is for the grown-ups. This is something serious. And when you're dating with intention. So you have to know, are you dealing with any childhood traumas? Okay? Do you battle with any type of anxieties? All right? Do you know what boundaries that you want to have set for you with dealing with anybody else? Okay? What type of baggage do you have? Do you carry baggage from your previous relationship? Are you still holding and talking about your previous relationship in a bad light instead of taking it as a lesson? Are you still wishing bad on your previous spouse? If you still doing that, it's things that you haven't learned, and you are not dateable, right? Do you face a lot of insecurities? If you're facing a lot of insecurities and then you start dating somebody who don't have insecurities, that's a clash. So you need to learn these things about yourself. How well do you know yourself to say, hey, I'm willing to give myself to somebody else? I know that I'm in a healthy place, that I'm able to share me and unselfishly receive them with whatever it is that they have going on. Are you dateable? Right? It's so easy to invest time into getting to know somebody else like the back of your hand, right? But you have to take that same energy and getting to know oneself. Sometimes we tend to sweep all of our little stuff, like I said, insecurities, anxiety, childhood traumas, triggers, baggage. You know what I'm saying? We tend to sweep those things under the rug in regards to ourselves. But then we can sit back and put so much time and effort in getting to know somebody else. One of the things that I was thinking about is, all right, so say you dealing with some things already. Say you facing depression. When you spend time alone, how is that time? Do you enjoy spending time by yourself? Because you need to be able to do that before you can open yourself up to spending time with somebody else. Because if you cannot spend time with yourself, how can you expect for somebody else to spend time with you, right? Do you enjoy your own self? Is it a peaceful place? Is it lonely? Are you depressed? Do you be in a sunken place? What is it that you go through when you are alone? Are you happy? I asked somebody close to me, could they date themselves? And they said, no, I couldn't date myself. I said, why? They said, because I'm at peace. I have too much peace. So with them having that peace, they don't want to be selfish to somebody else because they're living in a place of peace already. Hi, Claire. See, and it's okay with being alone. You have your peace, right? But with bringing somebody else in, say you're peaceful and you start dating somebody who hasn't dealt with their stuff, and they say they're depressed, right? Or anything like that. What is it that's going to be poured into one another? If you're at peace, you could be pouring your peace into them because they're depressed, and they're pouring their depression into you. You didn't pour so much of your peace that you depressed because you don't have nothing. They're unable to give you anything because of their depression. I'm not saying anything against depression because that is a sad place to be. It is a silent killer. It can be because it causes stress. So and is very hard on your family and all of your relationships. But it's important to know what you're dealing with within yourself before you try to give it to somebody else. See, you have people who know that they don't plan on being in no relationship. They know that they just want to hop in and out. If that's what you want to do, don't consider yourself dating. And consider yourself just trying to have a good time. Because with dating, you're talking about your future. You're talking about family. You're talking about building. You're talking about finances, all of that. You're talking about trying to get to that place. You can't get to that place if you're not serious. So if you're not serious, don't even bother people. Just leave them alone and deal with your own stuff. Okay? Wait a minute, y'all. Let me see. Hey, Bubbles. Hey, Monica. Yes. You learn to love yourself when you're alone because, let's see, you get to know you. You get to know the things about you that you need to work on. The things about you that you love. The things about you that you plan on not changing. You get to see where your strength lies, where your weaknesses are. Okay? You get to set boundaries, know what it is that you want. You get to start thinking about these things and knowing what it is that you want out of yourself, your relationships, the people around you, right? And that's where you can create those boundaries to maintain your peace. As long as nobody is crossing that, you keep your peace, baby. Keep your peace. Keep your peace, but know how to get to your peace. Know who you are before you try to give yourself to somebody else. So important. You have to know who you are before you give the opportunity to somebody else to tell you who you are. How about that? Because people will try to tell you who you are, and you'll start believing them because you don't know who you are yourself. So you have to be careful with those things. Okay. True. So on this one here, I am really focused on, even within myself, like, I remember after my divorce, I wanted to start dating, right? Was I ready to date? No, I was not ready. I had not dealt with things that I needed to deal with, but that was also because I didn't want to be by myself, I think. And that happens sometimes. And it can be unhealthy because you put yourself in situations that causes people to possibly take advantage of you, use your vulnerability against you. So you have to be careful with things. It's important to spend time with yourself, know who you are, know what you're dealing with, deal with those triggers. You know what your triggers are so that you are able to address them and use them as lessons instead of letting them hinder you, because they can. That's right. You still love yourself regardless of who you have in your life. You still have to pour that love into you, because we constantly change. We constantly change, and as we're changing, we got to get to know ourselves, and then we have to know that somebody else is getting to know us as well. Hey everybody that's on here. I can't really see everybody, but I do want to thank you for joining me tonight. Hey y'all. I'm recording for YouTube as well, y'all. So you kind of see me looking back and forth or whatever. So okay. So this was one of my little points here too. Nobody is more experienced with you than you are. You just have to be honest with yourself. You know what's inside of you. You know where you need to do the work. You know where you are, you know where you have set no boundaries. You know what's inside of you. And you know what it is that you need to do to be a better person. And sometimes we know better, we just don't choose to do better, right? So I just want to, I wasn't staying on long, but I did need to do this. Hey y'all, I think my camera just did something. So hold on. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. I think I went somewhere else for a minute. I went somewhere else for a minute. But yes, so this series was basically about how well do you know yourself and would you date you. I really want people to really think about that, because you can't say, oh, I'm a good woman or I'm a good man, and then you get into a relationship and you are a terror because you didn't even realize these things about yourself. Because sometimes going into a relationship and dating, they'll pull some stuff out of you that you ain't know was there. They'll make you look at things differently about yourself that you didn't realize that you were doing either. So if you open to looking at yourself and dissecting some things and answering some questions before giving yourself to somebody else, and you ready not to be selfish, because hey, it takes time. People need your time. Do you have time to date? Do you have time for somebody else? Because you can't be selfish with your time and you trying to date. Do you have time to date? You got to think about that. So the next one I'm going to do is next Sunday, 7 o'clock. And it's going to be about, do you know what you want in life, right? Do you really know what you want in a relationship? Do you know what you want in a relationship? Realistically, not no fairy tale. Oh, Prince Charming. Oh, I need a bad bitch. No, like realistically, do you know what you want? Like what you want for your family to look like? What do you want, like the foundation to sit on? You know, do you want to make sure that the person has the same views as you? Do it matter? Do it matter if this person eat meat and you a vegan? Do it matter? Would you still be able to prepare meals for that person and you don't eat meat?
Yeah.
Okay? So, I'm just saying. So, the next one will be about, do you know what you want? Do you know what you want? Because if you don't, you can't expect for somebody else to try to figure it out. You got to know that before you go into dating somebody. Period. Okay? Let me see. I love you, Monica. My baby. And Janae, you just as beautiful. Hey, honey. Let's see. I'm trying to read, y'all. I know you are. Hey, baby. Yes, preach is what I do sometimes. Hi, Claire. I said hi to Claire. Okay, hey, wait a minute.
Only take what resonates.
Let me see. It's some stuff on here. I'm probably gonna go respond to some stuff that I see on there. Monica, I'm so late. I don't know what you said. You don't really, but whatever it is, I hope y'all enjoyed this time with me. I know it was short, but that's cool though. We don't need a whole lot of time, not on this go round. But I get back to y'all real soon. I love y'all, love y'all, love you. Remember, go follow Talk to Me Nicely. Okay? Go follow Talk to Me Nicely. Oh, have time. Okay. I was about to end it out, but she answered. That's important. Because sometimes, depending on the man or the woman you choose, baby. Who said it gonna depending on the man or woman you choose, they might really like to be up under you. You have to know how to balance that stuff. My life too busy to be in a relationship. Well, I have time for it, or I'm willing to make time for it. You have to know what you're willing to sacrifice to make time for that part of you if you actually want to be in something. So men are very needy. Hell, they babies. They are very, very needy. They need us for everything. Everything. But you have to know if you're that person who's willing to do that. What type of material are you? What you cut from? What type of cloth? You know, is that for you or is it not? It don't have to be for everybody. But men are very needy, baby. Woo! I'm tired now. Love you, baby. Don't have kids, too. Jesus. A whole nother ordeal. How about that? The juice got to be worth the squeeze. That's right. But when you know that the juice is good, you're going to keep on squeezing and rolling and rolling and rolling that lemon, baby. And keep on squeezing because you know that juice is good. So, with that being said, I love y'all. Y'all have a good, blessed night. All right? Make sure that before you listen to me, that you say a prayer, that whatever it is that you hear is something that's for you, because I'm going to pray before I talk to you. And make sure that you pray after you listen, that you have received good fruits. All right? And it's not something that's bad for you. So, I love y'all. Have a good night.